Hello, guys. It's Amy with Lulu Bean Designs. How is everyone doing? Welcome to our Paint Party Live for the month of July in SVG Clubhouse. Let's see if I can put this up. Well, no, I don't think that goes up any higher. I was trying to get that out of our way. If you guys are watching, say hello. Tell me what's going on. Since we're in the club, we probably won't have that many people live because a lot of times people watch in the replay. I'm mixing glitter right now. So I'm trying to I'm going to glitter these letters at the end of our live, and I'm trying to mix up a color that's a little bit lighter than any of the blue-green shades that I have. So I just keep adding white to it, and I'm trying to get it to lighten up a little bit more. So we are going to be painting the pumpkin season door hanger tonight together. This is an 18-inch door hanger. This is our door hanger design for July. Okay, that might be as light as I'm going to get that shade of green. I'm trying to come up with two different shades so they have a little bit of a contrast here. We'll see if this works. Okay, so get this put away. Okay, so yeah, if you guys are watching live, come on in and say hello and tell me where you're watching from and what's going on. Trying to figure out if I can get the lighting to not have shadows. Hold on, let me try one more thing. I don't know if that's going to help or not. Let's see. That might be a little bit better. Okay, so I wanted to tell y'all with this door hanger, and let me make it, let's see. I'm going to switch screens there for a second so I can do this. So y'all can see the door hanger a little bit bigger. Okay, so what I wanted to tell y'all about this door hanger design is that the cool thing about this design is that it's really pretty versatile because it's just a simple plaid background, and then it's got the word season that is offset, okay? And then the word pumpkin up here, and you can paint it lots of different ways, but the cool thing about it is that you could very easily just switch out the word pumpkin for a different word and totally change the look of this door hanger. So you could do it for like a Christmas design, and you could say mistletoe season or Santa season or anything, holly season. You could do like Valentine's Day, you could say like sweetheart season or love season or something like that. There's just lots of different holidays, lots of different occasions that you could use this and simply switch out the word. Super, super simple. You could, use the same font. You could do a different font. It's totally up to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a different color scheme tonight. And this is our color scheme for the one that I already made. So we went with a little bit of a different color scheme this month for a fall design. I wanted to throw some different colors in there, and I thought this turned out really pretty. And see how we glittered the bottom half of the letters. So I'm going to do a different color scheme with this one. I'm still going to do pumpkin, but I'm going to just change up the colors just to show you a little bit of a different perspective on it. I also wanted to show y'all how I come up with color schemes. So if you are on Pinterest, this is what I do. Let me show you a picture. So I go on Pinterest and I just type in, for this, in this case, I typed in like fall color palette. And you could do, you could say like fall wedding colors or fall cake colors or something like that. But basically you want a color palette, and lots of different things will pop up. And, of course, whatever time of the year it is, you can change, you can say Christmas color palette or, patriotic color palette or whatever, you're going for. And you could get lots of different ideas to pop up. And this picture caught my eye because this looks kind of black at the bottom, right? But it's navy. And it caught my eye because I just thought I really like the blue and green and the kind of neutral, warm tone to it. So I picked this one. Now, I did not use the orange all the way at the left, but I'll show you. I pulled colors from that picture that I found on Pinterest, And so then I just went through my drawer of paint and I came up with this color palette. So we have got Midnight Blue, which looks like, again, on camera, it looks black, but it's not, it's navy blue. And Eucalyptus Leaf. This is called Sea Glass. These are all Deco Art colors. And then this one is Burlap. And that's our color palette that I'm going to be using tonight. Okay, so those are the 4 colors. And then for the backer, I wanted to keep it neutral, but I'm going to do the sort of stripe technique that I did with the other one. And so I'm going to be using bleached sand and Portobello. Okay, so those are the 2 colors I'm using. All of these are Deco Art Americana. So that's what I chose for the store hanger. And then for the glitter, I just tried to match the colors as best I could. So I found it a dark blue, sort of an emerald green, a sandy kind of gold color. And then I'm mixing for the lighter shade of green that's like the, what was that color? Sea Glass. For the Sea Glass, I took some medium green and some, let's see, what else did I use? It was actually, yeah, it was like a medium green and a light citrus green. And then I threw in some white glitter that I had. And I just kept adding a little bit more white until I got it like a light shade. So I'm hoping that this will work for the lighter shade of green that I'm going for. So we'll see about that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started here on the backer. This is an 18-inch door hanger. And I forgot to put holes in mine for a hanger, but that's no big deal because I could always go back later on and add holes. So, all right, so we're going to get started painting. And I'm going to do my technique that I like to do to give it kind of a whitewashed look. I'm taking a baby wipe. And I'm going to use my lighter color, which this is the bleached sand. Okay, so we're going for like kind of a whitewashed look. And I'm just going to put a little bit up here. And then let me see right here. And then we'll do the bottom in just a minute. So I'm taking my baby wipe and I'm just kind of going like this. We're going to wipe most of this paint off. I probably actually have too much paint on here because we are going to wipe quite a bit off. We almost want it to look like it's not painted at all. That's the color I'm going for. Just a very light wood tone. And I'll still be able to see my score marks through there. And we're going to do this center section here. And I'm wiping most of this off. So if you guys are watching in the replay or you're watching live, tell me your favorite fall color palette. Are you a traditional sort of red, brown, yellow, orange fall person, or do you prefer something different for fall? Comment and let me know. I'm actually really excited about a couple of my new files that I just added to the shop that are for Christmas, and they are pink and green rather than red and green. And I'm really, really, really loving the look of them. I thought they turned out super cute. I love throwing a little pink in around the holidays. I think it just gives it kind of a whimsical feel. Okay. To that's like our whitewashed, cream washed, whatever you want to call it, look. And then I'm going to do a little bit darker. And I'm going to take my, what was this? Portobello. Oh, you know what? I'm not using a baby white for this. I am painting this. I'm going to paint my Portobello on here. Make sure I have enough paint. And I've got this wide brush. And I'm going to follow this set of lines here because I want just a wide stripe here. You guys doing anything fun tonight? Did you have any fun plans this weekend? We basically hung out in the pool because it's a cajillion degrees, much like it is everywhere else in the country. So we had a pool weekend, and then I went shopping for a little bit today with a couple of my girlfriends down here, and we went to a Mexican place for lunch, and then we went to Old Navy and Marshall's. And I did not get that much. I didn't get anything at Old Navy. One of my friends was looking for some clothes. And then at Marshall's, I got, you'll laugh, I got two food products, actually. I got a bag of dark chocolate covered espresso beans, and what was the other thing? Dark chocolate covered something. Oh, they were caramels with sea salt. So I got those, and I got my dog a toy because, you know, they have the best toys at Marshall's and TJ Maxx and Home Goods for your pets. So if you're looking for a place to get reasonably priced pet stuff, those are good options. My dog always knows that when I go to Marshall's, I'm going to bring him a toy. So we have a chocolate lab. So I brought him it looks like a worm or a snake or something. I don't know what it is, but it's got a water bottle inside of it. And he is obsessed with these water bottle toys. He just goes crazy for the crinkly sound of the bottle. So he was very excited. Just getting the last of this. It's a nice taupe color, this Portobello. Okay. So just those two stripes across. We're just staying in those lines, and that is our backer, just to give us kind of a neutral palette to begin with. So do that, and we'll get our letters going. Oh, you know what? Wait, hold on 1 second. We are not done. We are not done with this backer. I don't know what I was thinking. We need to do some of the stripes on the backer. I'm looking over here at the other door hanger, the other color palette, to see what I need to do next. We're going to do some stripes on here. So I've got my blue. I thought I had this already open, this eucalyptus leaf. Let me see. Do I have one already open? I do. I love eucalyptus leaf. It's a really pretty color for the holidays. But it also works really well in these fall palettes. I'm just putting some paint on my paper plate over here, getting everything ready. Gotta shake this paint up really good. This one's brand new. It is thick. I feel like it's not moving. There we go. That's better. Okay, so I've got my 4 colors on my paper plate over here. And I'm going to grab an angled brush, and we're just going to get started with doing our different colors. So I'm going to start with navy, the navy blue color over here. And we're going to go right across this stripe. And I was going to say you should probably let it dry first, but it actually cool with it streaked through the other color. Y'all know I like color blending. You can do 2 coats if you prefer. I'm not sure if I'm going to do 2 coats or not. We'll see. And then we're going to take our eucalyptus leaf. Is anyone starting school this week? I've heard some people are starting school earlier than usual this year. They're backing it up. I know our county back home in Virginia has changed it up after all these years. My kids are not in public school anymore. They are in college, but they're changing it up. They've always gone back the day after Labor Day, the entire state. But this year they're going back. I'm not sure the date they're going back, but I know they're going back earlier this year. All right, there's our green shade. These 2 colors together remind me of some of the really preppy colors that my teachers would wear when I was little in elementary school. My 1st grade teacher, Mrs. Ross, she was very preppy and she was always dressed so cute. And she would wear a lot of either pink and green or green and navy. Those are the 2 color schemes that I remember her wearing the most. And she always had the little polo shirts and the skirts with the little, I wish I knew the names of them, but it was like a little belt that looped back through itself. If y'all know the name of this style that I'm talking about, please tell me, because I don't know the name of it, but I just know that it was a really cute little preppy look. She wore her hair in a hairband, and then the shoes were those wedge pumps. They were like 2-inch wedge pumps, and they had a like a sisal or seagrass kind of, I don't know what to call that. but that was the sole, like the heel. And then they were always like a canvas on top. So the shoes, of course, coordinated with everything else. And then they had the little purses that matched. We had a store in our mall when I was little called, I think it was called Papagallos. And I feel like that was the store where you could buy these clothes, but that might just have been like one of several. I don't know. But if you know what in the world I'm talking about, please chime in and tell me, because I just remember that. And this color scheme is reminding me of that. All right, letting that dry just a little bit. I am checking. I want to make sure you guys can hear me. Comment if you're watching, if you can hear me. Okay, because I don't see any comments, which is not unusual for lives within our group. Because a lot of people watch on mute, but I just want to make sure that y'all can hear me. You know what? I think I'm going to leave this color out. I'm going to use it on the letters, but I'm not going to use it on here. I think I'm going to stick with the other three colors because it just needs to pop a little bit more. So we're going to do blue again up here. This door hanger, you can do so many different color schemes. I thought it would look really cute to stick with a black and white theme and then just one pop of color. So like a hot pink or a lime green or something like that. I thought that would be a really cute door hanger because I always love black and white with just a pop of color. So there's one idea for you. But like I said, go on Pinterest and just search for whatever time of year you're looking for. You could even do Halloween color palette. So if you wanted to do spooky season, you could do a Halloween color palette for that. I love how these colors kind of are blending together a little bit because it's not dry yet. I think that's very cool looking. All right, and then we're going to do our lighter green at the bottom. Has anybody watched the new Disney Haunted Mansion movie? I don't know anything about it. I just know that it popped up on my Facebook feed and that I loved the Haunted Mansion ride at Disney when I was little. And I thought, oh my gosh, there's a movie about the Haunted Mansion. So I don't know anything about it. I'm hoping that it's going to be good, but I thought we would look that up. My husband and I have been watching The Lincoln Lawyer on Netflix, and that's been a really good show. And we're about out of episodes because they're releasing the second half of season 2 in about a week, I believe. So we're waiting patiently for that. And in the meantime, I told him, I was like, we need to watch The Haunted Mansion. Okay, so there is a line on these letters so that you can glitter them if you want, like I did in the inspiration photo. You can glitter like one half of them. I forgot to put the score line on mine. I actually added that afterwards, and like after I'd already cut this out. So my score line is actually just my pencil line. I drew it on with a pencil, but in your file, you do have a score line across these letters. So if you need a line to mark where you are supposed to put your glitter, if you want to do it just like the inspiration photo, that is what that line is for. It is there for a reason. All right, let's see. Let's start with this color. We don't want to start with navy because then we'll be doing navy on navy. So let's start with the lighter color. I think I actually have enough of that on my plate. I'm gonna grab a sponge stick. All right, I like to put my paint on my letters a lot of times with a sponge stick because it just keeps the paint from getting all over the sides, and it gets a nice thick even coat of paint, but not too thick. It's not like it's globbed on. And I buy my sponge sticks on Amazon. There is a link to all the supplies. You get a supply list each month with your membership, so be sure and check your supply list if you're looking for where to get my sponge sticks off of Amazon, because I can buy a big, huge bag of them at one time. All right, I'm going to go with the darker green next. And I'm realizing as I'm doing this that I am not going to be able to see my pencil lines through my paint like I would be able to see my score lines. So we will figure that out towards the end when I want to do my glitter to make sure that my glitter lines up. But if you make your score lines dark enough, then you will be able to see through your paint to see where to put your glitter. And everybody's machine is a little bit different. You just have to kind of get to know your laser and know like what settings work for you. I know on my Thunder laser, when I score, generally I do a speed of 500 and a power of around 25 or 30. And I have a 100-watt laser. This color's not showing up very much, but it is a nice light taupe color. I think it's going to be really pretty when we glitter it with that pale gold glitter. This is not a super time consuming door hanger, especially if you're making more than one and you line all your pieces up and do them in assembly line fashion, which I highly recommend if you're making more than one door hanger, to do all of one task at the same time. So do all your backers, then do all your letters, then do all your glittering, because it just makes everything go faster and you're not feeling like you're all over the place. Okay, so we're going back to the light green just to kind of stay in color order. I love this green color. I just think it's so pretty. Okay, so there's all those letters. And we're going to let those dry because we're going to need them to be dry so we can do some pencil lines on them again to know where to put our glitter. And so now we're going to do our season. And the back of it, I want to just be white. So it will pop. Okay, we probably will do another coat of that white, but I'm gonna let that dry first. And then season we're going to do in navy. I did it in black on the other one, but I figured since we have navy in this color scheme, then we would use navy because I don't know about y'all, but I don't like to mix black and navy. You know, it's funny, my daughter, when she was little, her best friend growing up lived right next door. and they were inseparable. They took horseback lessons together. They were just adorable. And her little friend said to her one day, and I mean, I swear these girls they were 2 years apart, but you wouldn't have known it. And I swear they were like 7 and 9, maybe even younger than that, honestly. But her friend said to her, "We don't mix navy and black." And I thought, this little girl's got it going on. At a very early age, she knew you don't mix your navy and your black. Now, I'm sure there are exceptions to this rule, but in my head, I have always thought this. I did not teach my daughter this. Her friend taught her this. But I just thought that was so funny when she said it, because I thought, oh my gosh, yes, you're right. We do not mix those colors. Okay. Now, I think, oh, you know what? No, our white's really not dry yet. I think the next thing to do is probably to do our glitter. So you do not have to do this. I have to do this because my lines aren't scored. So just ignore this part. I'm going to line these up. And see, the first time I did it on the backer. Oh, I know what I can do. Hopefully I can do this and I won't get any paint. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to lay my new letters on top of my old letters. That's how I'm going to tell where to do my lines. All right, like I said, y'all will not need to do this. You'll see what I'm doing here in just a minute, and you'll be like, what the heck? What is this crazy lady doing now? I honestly don't know how. I thought I recut these and I had the marks on them, but clearly I didn't. So to be honest, I have so many things cut out laying around my office that it's like wider for some reason. Y'all, I don't know what I did. I don't know what I did. Maybe I cut these out and then I thickened them up or something in the file. I don't even know. They're just a teensy bit off. Okay, so I'm going to just draw my lines according to that black line on the backer. There we go. Okay, so now I know where to put my glitter. Okay, so this is how we're going to do our glitter. Clean up my mess. Clean it up. I need my piece of paper. Where did I put my piece of paper? Here we go. This is my glittering sheet of paper that I just keep using. All right, so you just need a piece of printer paper, folded in half. And we're going to start off with 2 of the same color. So I'm going to do these light green ones. Here, let me try to make a little bit more space so y'all can see what I'm doing here. There we go. All right, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to paint. I'm going to put some paint on just where I want to glitter on these letters, which is the bottom half. Okay, so starting at our line, where my little pencil line is, I'm going to make sure I get a good amount of paint on here because I want this to be nice and wet so my glitter sticks to it. And I'm just going to pour my glitter Oh, that actually matches pretty well. I was kind of worried about that not matching. And that glitters the bottom half of the letters. It's hard to see with the light green. You'll be able to see better probably with some of the darker colors, but that glitters just that part of the letter. And then the same thing with my other light green letter, my K. A nice coat of paint so that the glitter sticks. And then we're pouring it over top of our sheet of paper. And I'll show you why here in a moment if you haven't seen me glitter before. If you're new to the glittering world, all right, perfect. Just glittered on the bottom half. Okay, so now the reason why we do the paper folded in half is because we can just do this and we can do this and put it all back in the container. All right, so now we're going to do our darker shade of green. Same thing, find our line. And our darker green glitter, which this is the perfect color. Love it. That's so pretty. Can you see the line? Perfect. Thank you. I see somebody says, love the pop of glitter. I can't see your name. It just says Facebook user. If there's a little button that says allow StreamYard permission, click that so I can see your name. Or you can just type your name. StreamYard does that when we're in a Facebook group. You have to like grant them permission for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, so there's our other green. And now I'm going to just be able to tap, 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 and put all that glitter back in there. Well, I spilled a little bit, but not too bad. I didn't do too bad. But y'all know I have glitter all over my craft room all the time. Okay, so our tan colors, letters. So if you ever want to just glitter part of something, then just mark where you want it and do your little second coat of paint there and grab your glitter. Not hard. Not hard at all. And this is my same pack of glitter that I got like 2 years ago, y'all. Except for the white. I did have to go out and buy more white because I just used a lot of that for, you know, the holidays and to look like snow. All right. There's our N. I love that color. That turned out really pretty. And if you don't have the perfect color that you need, just mix some glitter. Just mix a couple colors and play around with it. And I mean, it uses so little of your color. I mean, this is still almost all the way full. It does not take much at all. It lasts forever. All right, last letter. We got our navy blue, and that's going to be pretty with this blue glitter on it. I can't wait to see that one. There you go. It's that one. Actually, that's going to be hard to see on camera. I'm trying to hold it in the light. You can kind of see it if I turn it this way. But anyway, it looks really pretty in person. So let me dump this back in here, and then I'll show you what the completed project looks like. I don't think we're going to need another coat of white on that season either. That actually looks pretty good. I think we're good on that. So somebody says, I'm excited to try the background. Freehand is scary for me. Well, it's technically not freehand because the lines are there for you. The score lines are in the file. So you're just following the lines. It's really not hard. That plaid pattern is in the file. Okay. Oh, I do have one more thing that I want to do to this backer. Just to give it a little pop here. All right, I'm going to take my navy blue Posca pen. I need to get these letters out of the way, though. Hold on. Let me find a place to put everything. Okay. So I do want to outline just these two areas where I did that, that Portobello color. Let me see if this navy is going to match. Yeah, that's good enough. So I'm just going along the line. I did this in black on the other one, and I just really thought it made it pop. So my paint's still a little bit wet there, y'all. So I'm doing it on this one. My paint's wet here too, I can see it. Wait until your paint is dry. It just got a little thick along the edge. That's why it's not dry yet. Hold on. There we go. And you don't have to do this, obviously. I just thought it gave it a finished look. Just to have an edge on there. Just like that. Okay, so now I'll put all of our pieces on. You can see what that's going to look like. think these actually need to go down here a little bit more. Yep, just like that. Pumpkin. And you could glitter this season too. That would be cute. You could do that as well. There we go. Pumpkin season. And you can kind of see like the whole thing. Maybe just glitter over some. There we go. I'm so pleased with that color scheme. I just think that's really cool looking. I like that. I like the navy and the green together. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me, guys. I really appreciate it. I'll put a picture of this one in our group and add it to the album for this month. And you guys are going to be getting some new files in a few days. So Tuesday is the first day of August. And so you will get the new August bundle emailed to you. So be sure and check your email for that. And I can't wait for y'all to see it. It's going to be fun. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.